Hi friends, welcome to Beauty Mundo. If you are a Bridgerton lover just like me, then get ready because we are gonna create this super romantic Bridgerton-inspired date night glam. Get your calendars out because you are definitely gonna need to schedule a date night after creating this look. Okay, I'm just saying, get ready. Okay, so I already have primer on my eyes, but I am gonna go with a little bit of concealer just to brighten everything up. I'll start like where I would normally put my concealer. And then, oh, love this brush. Just go and bring it upward, just so the shadow can have a little more pop. I'll start off with Charlotte's, her color chameleon in Pillow Talk. These are great because they're just, as you can see, big pencils. Use this as my overall base. Really pretty, romantic, feminine, and date night. I kind of automatically think of Charlotte. I think Charlotte Tilbury's look is just really goes well with the whole Bridgerton. Oh my gosh, their makeup on the show, you guys, it's so for regular shadow, I'll be using Patrick Ta's his Major Dimension 2. Why do I get it's pretty, but like the reflective packaging, it makes it so difficult. If you guys notice, everything in her makeup, like even when it is more dramatic, it's not our kind of dramatic, right? So you don't see these like really harsh lines and like harsh contour and like harsh shadow and everything like that. So I'm gonna be keeping it pretty consistently light, and I think that is what gives it that super just romantic, like perfect for date night, which I am going on a date today. So I want to be sticking with these first two ones here. That's gonna be my focus. So adding this on top of that Charlotte, a little bright. Obviously it mattes it down just a little, but that's okay because when we're done, we're gonna add a whole heck of a lot of shimmer. And I'm choosing, because I want things to be really soft and no harsh lines, that's why I have this fluffier brush. The bigger the brush, the softer the deposit. So you're not gonna, there's like no cut crease here or any like crazy angles or shapes, anything like that. It's like more like blown out. It's like not this really defined crease, or that's like not the kind of look that we are going for. So no harsh lines, very soft. Oh God, I really can't get over this season and how everything played out. Although if you have read the books, then you know how different it is. But isn't that Hollywood, right? I'm gonna use the cream shadow in the palette and just add a little depth there, right near the lash line. To blend this out, I don't want it to be so blown out, and I want it to be a little bit more tighter, a little bit more in place. So I'll take a smaller blending brush and just keep it really close to the lash line and to the lid. So I'm not gonna be bringing this all the way up into my crease. Just keeping it really, really low. Giving the eyes a little bit of depth and dimension. Shimmery side. Ooh, this one here. Really just keeping it again on the lower, keeping it on the corner. Milk's Pore, it's our Pore Eclipse primer, like here in the T-zone, where you can really, like pores never used to be an issue, and then maybe, I don't know, like 2 years ago, they were just like, hey, girl, what's up? So, very new for me. It's very rude, but Charlotte Tilbury. You guys, this is like almost an all Charlotte video, so I hope you love Charlotte as much as I do. Hollywood Flawless Filter. Can't get over the glow that it gives. It's just like the most beautiful freaking glow. I usually don't wear a ton of it in summer because I'm in Texas. And you'll get that glow whether you want it or not, okay? But just in my cheek area, ever so lightly, just light little taps because I don't want to diffuse the product. I really wanna keep it saturated here where I want my most glow. And I will use her Pillow Talk highlighter just for more of that. I feel like on Bridgerton, they have like the best glow. Like, I'm like, Charlotte, are you there backstage? Like, and it's great because when it's liquid like this, I like to put everything before the foundation because then it really looks so much more like skin. It looks like it's really like your skin is just truly glowing from within, opposed to if you put a lot of powder on top, like a powder highlighter on top to finish, it can look a little, well, just obvious, like you obviously put it there, where when you use liquids and you put it before the foundation, it really, really looks like everything's coming from within. A little technique called underpainting. Pillow Talk liquid blush. This is typically how I like to do clients' makeup as well, and they always get like so confused, like, why are you doing all this before my like foundation? But it just gives it like that extra little oomph, as well as, I'm telling you, once you put the foundation on, oh, it looks so much more natural, and then you don't have to be so aggressive with your powder products. Now I do want to keep this super light because again, you're not seeing those harsh contour. This isn't like Slay Girl Slay, RuPaul. So keeping it as light as we can. But it's so important to do both. I mean, when I get lazy, I usually just do bronzer. But when you really want to look your best, truly, you want to use both contour and bronzer, because contour is more cool. Like, look how much more gray that looks than the bronzer, because contour is made to mimic shadows, where bronzer is made to mimic a tan effect. So when you're tan, you're a lot more orangey, right? You're bronzy. Think of a penny, like what's that? Like a bronzy, coppery. Those are gonna be the tones that you find in bronzer, terracottas and things like that. Very warm. But too much of that, you just look, oh my gosh, I mean, it's not flattering. And then too much of contour, you look muddy, you look really, really gray. So using them together is always, always the best choice. And I happen to think that was Anastasia's contour and Rare Beauty for the bronzer. And I really love Anastasia's contour shades, especially if you are fair like Penelope, because it can be really, really difficult to find contour when you're fair. Everything just shows up just so dramatic against your porcelain skin. And she makes really, really great shades for that. For foundation, I'll be using Estée Lauder's Double Wear. A little more full, very full actually. So it's really going to give off the illusion that your skin is very perfected, but it's very noticeable that you're wearing makeup. So when you tell a makeup artist that you want to look flawless, but you are not used to wearing makeup, you have to understand that flawless, you're gonna notice you're wearing makeup. And it's hard because we see Instagram and YouTube and everything where people can really, really edit. And I think especially Instagram, right? Like with your photos and Photoshop, and like you can really, really edit. And so a lot of people confuse neutral and natural. And so they're like, oh, but this girl, she looks so flawless. Or I've had so many clients like, make me look like Kim. She looks so flawless, but it's really natural. And I'm like, oh, honey, Kim looks great. But the last thing she is natural. Don't get confused by the neutral shades. So you have to understand, if you are being asked, like, do you want full coverage or do you want a more natural foundation? If it's more natural, you're not gonna look flawless, but it can hide some of your imperfections. It's makeup depending on how sheer it is, but this is very full cut. Like it pretty much covered everything that we had on, right? But on my end, I can kind of still see like, this is where the blush was. This is where my contour was. Like I can see that. I am so impressed, you guys, with Lady Gaga and her line. Like so far, everything I've tried from House Labs has just been, it's been a hit. The good thing about when you layer like this too, depending on like where you're going, if you're going like out for a date, but like it's gonna be, you know, you're gonna go to a movie and you're gonna go to drinks and you're gonna go to dinner and you're like, you know, you're gonna maybe be out really late, is all this layering, especially in summertime, you are definitely gonna look flawless. Like he can drop you off at 3 in the morning and your makeup is gonna look still so good. I'm so in love with this brush. This Sephora brush is like my new favorite. Okay, now let's get into powders. I'm not gonna do powder contour, but I will do powder bronze. A newer one, if you guys saw my top 10 Sephora bronzers. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out. I'm a bronzer queen, okay? I'll always let you know when it's a good bronzer or not. And this Pat McGrath Labs stole my heart. Like really, truly just stole my heart. I want to use these products when my skin is still a little dewy, so they really, really stick. opposed to if I had put like my setting powder and everything first. It's just a little bit harder. It's obviously not like impossible. You will get it, but it's just a little bit harder for powder products. Like if your skins are already really set and more dry. Charlotte Tilbury's Pillow Talk Her Cheek to Cheek. I just don't want, even though it's hard, like I don't want too much because this is romantic. We're soft. Great job with Penelope's makeup. Like just so many different looks. My personal favorite was the last episode. The last episode when she is like confronted by the queen. She kind of begs everyone for their forgiveness. That red lip with that soft brown smoky eye. You guys, like that's a Christy look right there, 100%. Little derma. I'm just ever so lightly. I need another one of these brushes. I really like it. Ariel, you did good using this, and just to like lightly go over everything. Like look at the difference. How much more flawless your makeup looks, but it also looks a lot more matte. And yes, even though we're over here on Hal's doorstep, I still want a little glow to my skin, but that's also a big reason why I do the underpainting and put things before, because believe it or not, it's still gonna come through that foundation, especially when you're like maybe give it an hour or so and the makeup starts melting into your skin. It's gonna show through in like the prettiest way. I got the lavender when it was on sale. It was supposed to be for my makeup kit, and then somehow it like wandered over to me. So let's finish up these eyes with sparkly here. Ooh, I love a good sparkle, you guys. And I feel like Bridgerton does that so well. Like they use, so beautiful. Why do I get this excited over my, like, are you guys with me? Because this just like knocks me off my feet. They use sparkles so well. It's like never crazy, chunky, like disco. The perfect inspo for a romantic date night. I'll do just a really soft hint of shadow here on the bottom. A touch of mascara. You always want a little something before you put on a lash so that your false lash has something to latch onto. And let's do brows. I've been tweezing my own, my brow curl, retired. And if you have not watched my short, go watch my short with me using the stencils from Anastasia. Life-changing. Like I would mess up my brows so bad if it wasn't for those stencils. So let's start from the top. If I want to be more dramatic, I'll start from the bottom, because usually wherever we start, we put more pressure. And this is her definer. I really love the definer because it's a 3-in-1. Like you can shape, you can fill, you can define, of course, but you can kind of do everything. So if you want to fill in a little bit more, I would recommend this over her Brow Wiz, just because the Brow Wiz is really best for little fill-ins here and there. So Charlotte's 90s Pink first. I want to go with the deeper shade first. I had some Vaseline. I should have blotted better, but a little overdraw, but I don't like it when it's like too noticeable. So I'll go a lot more over my Cupid's bow. But then going down here, I'm not gonna overdraw. Max Soar. Charlotte's Original Pillow Talk, just like right in the center. Let's find a good lash. Super soft and wispy. You always want to cut from the outer at the end. You never want to cut on the inner. Especially some lashes, it really doesn't make a difference. But on some, especially ones where they go a lot more exaggerated at the end, it will look so wonky and unbalanced if you cut from the inner. And maybe about 30 seconds, you let it get just a little bit tacky, because if not, it'll be slipping and sliding and you'll be struggling. And this is great too, this type of lash, because it's very, very wispy. So the hard thing is, like, maybe especially Halloween time, you get like crazy thick, dramatic lashes. The thicker the band, like the darker the lash, the harder it is for them to like bend and conform to your eye. And that's, you know, it's like sometimes it's not just you. Like, it really is the lash. Okay, friends, here's the final reveal. Honestly, like, how romantic is this? I decided to add some Milani gloss. So, I mean, you could totally keep it matte. It looked great matte either way, but are we ready to go out on a date? I think we are. Just like tan romantico. I love it. I think we nailed it. It's so giving Bridgerton and like Penelope vibes. I had so much fun with you guys. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for hanging out, chit-chatting with me, and I can't wait to see your guys' looks. Tag me on Instagram and let me know where you went on a date, because you have to go somewhere, okay? Like, this kind of really pretty, soft glam, like, you have to go somewhere. That's all, friends. I will see you soon. Of course, like, share, and subscribe. Thanks again. Mwah. Toodaloo.